other talking points in a bit, but Arsenal have just made it official. They have re-signed William Saliba. He will remain at Arsenal now. That's another one, another big bit of business really that's been done by Arsenal. Arsenal fans rate him as one of the best young centre backs in world football. It's a phenomenal piece of business to keep him, and it's them again, 10 million a year. So putting big money behind their players now. Arsenal behaving like a giant club. They've got Timber and they have Rice done and complete. They're going to be a serious, serious threat next year to City, aren't they?
100%. See, Arsenal fans, I'm about to speak positively about your club. So if you would just put away the tissues that you've been crying on and actually listen with your ears, because I've give credit where it's due. I think renewing Saliba's contract is a fantastic decision. I think he's the third best young centre back in the world. I think with Saliba, he's definitely someone that we saw this season when he kind of was missing from the team. It affected Arsenal negatively, and I think this is why signing Timber would be like a massive upgrade on the likes of Holding, because when you have Timber coming in, it kind of removes away what Holding is not good at. There was an Arsenal fan actually saying that there's probably a club that's coming up that would want a like a Rob Holding or a Maguire, players like that, because they defend with deep blocks. It helps them. But a club like an Arsenal, like a Liverpool, like a City, the likes of Holding doesn't work at their clubs. So I think for me, renewing Saliba's contract is a massive decision, and it's more steps in the right direction. I think people are disrespecting Arsenal. They're 100% disrespecting Arsenal. People are speaking about Arsenal Football Club that they won't be serious next season. I think Arsenal Football Club are 100% going to challenge next season. People are going over the top. People are going like Arsenal are going to be in a top 4 race. I think that's probably based on hope more than the whole me and United thing. But I think Arsenal are 100% going to challenge next season, and I think they'll get involved in this title race. The one thing I will say though is, with Arsenal now, it kind of depends who they sell, because Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, that's a midfield and a half. That is a deadly midfield. But then if you remove Partey, you've got to go get a replacement. Is the replacement as good as him, etc., etc., etc.? So for me, the only question mark is on kind of who you sell now. And the big risk, because Arteta took a massive risk this summer, and it's kind of gonna either make him or break him, and that's the Havertz signing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Rice and Timber are fantastic signings. I have no reason to back Havertz. I have no reason to say he's gonna be a good signing for Arsenal. I think he's gonna flop. I don't think he's gonna do well. So for me, I look at 2 out of 3 signings. I'm like, very, very, very good signing, and I think Arsenal is gonna contend. I think it's gonna be a 3-way title race next season: Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. So yeah, those are the 3.
Look, I've seen a lot of people this week. I've seen the salt come out for Arsenal again, and it's just the whole letting Xhaka go, you're letting your experience go, you're letting a quality player leave. How are you going to replace him in the dressing room? Well, they bought. Listen, Havertz may not be as good as him in some people's eyes, but he's won things that Xhaka's not even touched. Declan Rice has won things that Xhaka has not even touched, like he's won a European trophy and is a better leader. I think Arsenal are doing some serious business. I think the renewal of Saliba is massively important. He's such a good player. Like Man United, when it got delayed, they had to renegotiate. But Man United got involved because they were like, "Look, bring this guy in." He feels like he's the heir in France to that of Varane. But there was no way United were taking him away. He's a phenomenal player. I still think Arsenal need to bolster a little more. I think they need a bit more in attack to be
I
able to
agree.
give Saka a bit of a rest, and I think they'll address that later on in the window.
And they
Personally,
might need a midfielder if they sell Partey. That's why I told you it matters if they sell him or not.
yeah, but I think they
That's
will. I think they'll go for a Lavia. There's talk of Tchouaméni. Again, I'm not. I think Lavia's far more likely than Tchouaméni. But if Tchouaméni's connected to Mbappe, I think Madrid may need to sell him if they have to go and get Mbappe this summer. And they may not have to go and get Mbappe if nobody else comes in for him. But if somebody else comes in and starts to turn his head. So I think there's loads of moving parts there. But I think Arsenal are going to be really good next year. Now they've got all these deals. It's really weird as well because their transfer window feels like it's almost over. And we're only on the 7th of July. But yet they've got 3 massive pieces of businesses done. The question mark does come over Kai Havertz, though. And again, just like Mason Mount and Man United, I've been watching some Mount stuff recently, and I'm just excited to see how my manager is going to try and make it work. think Arsenal fans feel that way as well. I think they agree with you that they don't expect him to do well, but they trust their manager. And if you trust your manager, there's the element of, where's he going to fit?
There's trust and then there's blind faith, though.
No, blind faith is saying he's going to be
If
the
Klopp signed Mount, I trust him. I would have been against it. I spoke against it. There's video evidence of me saying it. So like it's just what I just don't see it in Havertz. I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't. And you spoke on them letting go of experience. That's a very valid point, and I agree with you. And I think maybe Xhaka would, in terms of this. Remember earlier on when we were talking about ability, he's a lot more available than Partey. So maybe that is a thing. But if they sign Chouameni, Terry, then we've all just got to go like, yo, these guys are on some next level shit. Because Chouameni, Rice, and Odegaard, lock it off, man. That would be better than City's midfield.
Mate, it'll be huge, and it would be better. It would be better, in my opinion. But I think what's interesting about it from an Arsenal point of view is everyone I see calling them out, you're losing your experience. I'm like, guys, you're missing out on the greatest comeback. And that's why I can't do the hypocrisy. We can't call their midfield a bunch of underachieving bottle jobs in Partey and Xhaka, and then say you're ruining your team by kicking out the flops and the failures and the engine room. People say the most important part of the team is the midfield, but we say they're flops and they collapse and they don't get over the line. So Arsenal are replacing those players with what they think are better players. And we're saying, you're getting rid of your experience. You're getting rid of your know-how. You're going to go backwards. So so are they bottle jobs? Are they flops? Are they overrated players or not? And that's the problem. I see Arsenal fans snapping. I'm like, you've got a perfect comeback there that ends a debate. Again, get me on TalkSport. I'll ruin them all. I'll just ruin them. It's so easy because I remember what it is that they've said. You can't call it. People did it to Man United last year. You're going to finish 10th because you've got a crap squad. We've come third. Yeah, but you should with that squad. I've got you all because I've got the evidence of what you all tweeted and said at the beginning of the season. I'll get you. Like, especially you, Hassam. You're the worst at that.
I could tell you, you know, that tweet came back to bite me in the ass. And they want me to make a prediction again. Hey, I'm gonna make it again. I couldn't care less. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it. And I'll predict honestly what I think is gonna happen. We will see.
Yeah, that might be an interesting one. Let's look at some of these super chats here. First one says, Sam, you can't use logic when talking to Arsenal fans. They celebrate small things. Terry, don't speak negative about Arsenal. My brother needs that Lambo. See, Nabil, that's just your way of deflecting from the fact that you lose every debate with me. And this guy always gives me shit, but he also private messaged me the other day saying he's in England soon. He'd like to meet me and say hello. So, yeah, we can do that. One of my biggest.
What's the reference to his brother needing the Lambo?
He put me needing the Lambo. He thinks I'm only nice about Arsenal to make money, but we don't understand. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. I say what I think.
Nabil, you're an asshole, man. This guy. Look at this.
The bit that's funny about it is, you see what I just said there, though. My reason I don't join the Arsenal hate bandwagon is because then when I defend my own club, I'm called a hypocrite. And the thing for me that I can't. If I get called out on being a hypocrite, and you're right, I'll admit to it and go, damn, I'm wrong. I can't be a hypocrite. You know, I can't do the whole. I saw Liverpool fans that were like, oh, Mount's a baller. United get him and suddenly he's trash. I can't behave like that online. I've got children that may see it one day. Hassam, I get you about Arsenal fans. However, we need to stop telling a fan. Sorry, we need to stop telling a fan base that's been bagged on and been the butt of jokes for over a decade to be quiet. At this point, it's expected.
Tevin, that's a solid point, and I hear you. And I'm not telling you to like stop expressing your emotions or anything. I'm just saying let's call a spade a spade. Same way, 20 years ago, I said Arsenal are more attractive regardless of our Liverpool finish. I'm just going to say the opposite now. So until you prove yourself, you actually win something, you get success based on this current project, then that attraction level is never going to rise. It's just as simple as that. And listen, you guys have expressed your emotions, but you are a bit sensitive, though. I'm going to be honest.